Welcome, UCE families and visitors, to our last week of the month and our theme of beloved community. Before I start, I'm going to light my chalice. I realized that I missed doing that the last couple of weeks. And in the cold, cloudier days of winter, it sure brightens my spirits to light the chalice. So this week, our focus from our Soulful Home packet is on the bed, at the bedside, a blessing, and the extra mile. We'll start with at the bedside. At the bedside is usually a story to tell at nighttime with some questions to consider afterwards. And this month our story is The Blind Mice and the Elephant. You're probably familiar with this story. It's usually, well, not usually, it's often told with people instead of mice in it. So the blind men and the elephant might be more familiar to you. Check out this video of a reading of the story, The Blind Mice and the Elephant.
Welcome back, scholars. So for today, I have another book to read for you. Today's book is entitled 7 Blind Mice. It's written and illustrated by Ed Young. Let's get into it. One day, 7 blind mice were surprised to find a strange something by their pond. "What is it?" they cried, and they all ran home. On Monday, Red Mouse went first to find out. "It's a pillar," he said. No one believed him. On Tuesday, Green Mouse set out. He was the second to go. "It's a snake," he said. "No," said Yellow Mouse on Wednesday. "It's a spear." He was the third in turn. The fourth was Purple Mouse. He went on Thursday. "It's a great cliff," he said. Orange Mouse went on Friday, the fifth to go. "It's a fan," he cried. "I felt it move." The sixth to go was Blue Mouse. He went on Saturday and said, "It's nothing but a rope." But the others didn't agree. They began to argue. "A snake, a rope, a fan, a cliff." Until on Sunday, White Mouse, the seventh mouse, went to the pond. When she came upon the something, she ran up one side and she ran down the other. She ran across the top and from end to end. "Ah," said the White Mouse, "now I see. The something is as sturdy as a pillar, supple as a snake, wide as a cliff, sharp as a spear, breezy as a fan, stringy as a rope, but altogether the something is an elephant." And when the other mice ran up one side and down the other, Across the something from end to end, they agreed. Now they saw too. The mouse moral, knowing in part may make a fine tale, but wisdom comes from seeing the whole. The end.
Here are some questions to share your thoughts about after seeing the video of the story. The red mouse was very brave. Who in your beloved community is brave? And does beloved community help you be brave? Can beloved community sometimes keep you from being brave? The white mouse was a little tentative, wouldn't you say? So who in your beloved community is good at listening to other people's ideas? In the end, the mice all agreed on the elephant. So who in your community do you know is willing to change their mind? And is that always a good thing? Are there any reasons or times when changing your mind might not be a good thing to do? In the Soulful Home packet, you'll find some links to some puzzles, elephant puzzles, as well as a link on how to make your own puzzle. So if you're feeling creative, check those out. Our next segment is the extra mile. And this week, or I should say this month, our extra mile involves singing. Now you may or may not like to sing, or you might be like me and you like to sing, but you don't sing very well. That's okay. Give it a try and have some fun anyway and see where it goes. The idea is to learn a protest song, and you will find a link in the Soulful Home packet as well as in the comments below this video. A link to some songs. We encourage parents to listen to those first and decide what songs might be appropriate for the kids in your family, depending on their ages, of course. And then share your kids and learn the songs together. And better yet, maybe teach them to a bigger group in your neighborhood, through Scouts, some other group like that. And use them for a protest near you. Sounds like fun. Our last segment for this month is our blessing. And this is usually a blessing that could be said at bedtime. You could also say it when you light your chalice during a meal, even in the morning when you get up. This week's blessing is about beloved community, of course, and it is based on Martin Luther King's concepts of beloved community. So you will hear the 5 words that we explored, I think it was 2 weeks ago, in our Soulful Home packet. And here's our blessing. May we grant one another dignity, even in disagreement, even in disappointment, even in disgrace. For dignity builds the beloved community. May we be honest with ourselves and with one another, for hard truths, new truths, and shared truths build the beloved community. May we relate to one another with respect for the stories, customs, wishes, rights, and feelings that make us who we are, for this regard builds the beloved community. May we grow kindness in our hearts, even and especially when we feel mean or resentful, for loving compassion builds the beloved community. In our diversity of thought, personality, approach, background, body, upbringing, experience, and every other expression of life force among humanity. May we hold one another in our commitment to create the future we need and want together. The dream manifest, the beloved community. Amen and blessed be.